Hello everyone, welcome to St. Joseph Composite PU College, Vijaypura. Myself, Aarti Dodmani from the Department of Mathematics. Today let us study about the topic named as inverse trigonometric functions. Before going to the inverse trigonometric functions, let us know about the inverse function. If y is equal to phi f of x and x is equal to g of y are two functions such that f of g of y is equal to y and g of f of y is equal to x, then f and y, they are said to be inverse of each other. It means that g is equal to f inverse. If y is equal to f of x, then x is equal to f inverse of y. When you shift this f towards the left hand side, it is nothing but a f inverse of y. Let us move to the inverse trigonometric functions. Here f y is equal to sin x, then x is equal to sin inverse of y. The same process is included here. Sin, when it is shifted to the LHS, then it will be a inverse. So sin x is equal to sin inverse of y. Similarly, for the other trigonometric functions, this is called the inverse trigonometric functions. Now here y is equal to sin inverse of x. We know that one. So y, it belongs to what? It belongs to the angles, that is nothing but a closed bracket, closed interval, that is nothing but minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. And x belongs to the closed bracket, closed interval, that is nothing but a minus 1 to 1. Thus, sin inverse has infinitely many values for a given x belongs to the closed interval minus 1 to 1. There is only one value among these values which lies in the intervals minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. This value is called the principal value. Let us understand that clearly about a single terms, that is nothing but about the inverse trigonometric function. So here is nothing but a y is equal to sin inverse of x. So y is nothing but sin value and sin x is nothing but angle. This is nothing but the trigonometric function. This is sin. Y is equal to sin inverse of x. Y is nothing but the corresponding angle here and x is nothing but valid sin value. So this is nothing but the inverse sine. Let us study about the inverse trigonometric functions or trigonometric functions through the graphs. Now here is a picture, that is nothing but y is equal to sin x, that is trigonometric function. So here there is a graph here. This horizontal line is nothing but it is called as a x-axis. You know about that. This horizontal line is nothing but x-axis. Vertical line is called as the y-axis. On the horizontal line, we have taken the angles, that is nothing but 0, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi, then so on. So on the vertical line, we have taken the numbers, that is nothing but 0, 0.5, 1, the same way. The upward, it is nothing but a y-axis and the downward, it is nothing but a y dash, that is no y dash axis. So the trigonometric function is nothing but a y is equal to sin x. Here it is a trigonometric functions. When you put the value of x as 0, then y value you will get it as a y is equal to sin 0 and y is equal to sin 0 is nothing but a 0, so y is equal to 0. So here how we can plot that point, that is nothing but on a y-axis 0 is here, on a x-axis 0 is here. This is nothing but a sin 0 is 0, x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0. Next comes the angle pi by 2, that is nothing but sine x. In the place of x we can take it as a pi by 2, that is nothing but sine pi by 2. Sine pi by 2 is nothing but a 90 degrees, sine 90 degree is nothing but 1. So y is equal to 1. When x is equal to 90 degree, then y is equal to 1. So this is a 90 degree, and here on the y axis it is nothing but a 1. Here x is equal to 90 degree and y is equal to 1. This is the point. In the same way, the 180 degree angle, that is nothing but a sine pi. Sine pi is nothing but a 180. Sine 180 is nothing but a 0. So y is equal to 0. Then that is the point, we can plot it here. X is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0. That is nothing but x is on a pi, that is a 180 degree, and y it will be nothing but the value as a 0. So like this, the same way it goes on continuing. For a 3 pi by 2, y is equal to 1, and for 2 pi it is nothing but a 0. So like this is the graph of a trigonometric function. Let us move to the graph for the inverse trigonometric functions. There is one change here. Here we have taken on the horizontal axis we have taken the angles, but here on the vertical axis we have taken the angles. Okay, on the horizontal we have taken it as a numbers, that is 0, 1, it goes on. And on this angle we have taken same thing, 0, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi, 5 pi by 2, the same way on the y axis and also even on the y dash axis. So let us move to that function. That function, inverse trigonometric function, is nothing but y is equal to sine inverse of x. When you take the value of x as a minus 1, so it will be nothing but minus pi by 2. When you put the value of x as a minus 1, sine inverse of minus 1 is equal to y. So sine y is equal to minus 1. Okay. When the angle, it will be minus 1. When the angle, what will be the angle for the sine? The value it should be 1. That is nothing but sine y is equal to minus 1. Then minus 1, when it will be minus 1 for the angle in the sine. So we can take it as a minus pi by 2, and here is nothing but that point which can plot on this graph is nothing but x is equal to minus 1 and y is equal to minus pi by 2. So in the same way, pi also, sine in the place of x we can take it as a 0, sine 0, that is sine y is equal to 0, that is nothing but here y is equal to pi. When an angle is 180 degree, then we can say that it is nothing but a 0. The same graph, it can be drawn like this. This is nothing but a graph for the inverse trigonometric function. So domain. Whatever the value we have taken in the x, that is nothing but the domain, that is minus 1, 1. And whatever the range we have got, that is nothing but a angle, that is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. It is a continuous and a periodic function it is. Let us move to the next slide, that is the same, the graph of inverse cosine. So here is nothing but in the same way the x-axis and y-axis. So let us take, this is nothing but the trigonometric function, and here it is nothing but a inverse trigonometric function for cosine. So y is equal to cos x. So x is nothing but it is greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to pi by pi. So let us take, if we take a cos 0 is nothing but 1. So this is cos 0 and this is nothing but 1. Next, cos pi by 2, that is 90 degree. Cos 90 degree, it is 0. So the point it lies here. Now in the same way for a pi, for a cos pi, on the x-axis it is an angle. So cos pi means cos 180 degree. Cos 180 degree is nothing but minus 1. So it is the point it can be plotted here, pi to minus 1. This is the point. Now draw the graph. This is the graph of a cos x. In the same way, this it will be inverse cosine. Y is equal to cos inverse x. So cos inverse x, we have to take in the place of x as a minus 1. So for what value we will get a minus 1? For what angle of the cos we will get it as a minus 1. We have to check it. That is nothing but the graph in the inverse cosine. Now this is a x-axis, horizontal is a x-axis, and a vertical it is nothing but a y-axis. Now how to plot the points here? Let us see. Cos inverse of x, in place of x if we take minus 1, now cos y is equal to minus 1, y it will be nothing but, now here it is the minus 1 here. So this is minus 1. Let us see here. Cos 0 is 1. We know about that one. So cos 0, it is 1 here. And cos pi by 2. Okay. For this cos 0, we have taken it as pi by 2. Pi by 2, it is a cos 90 degree. It is nothing but a 0. So on x-axis, it is 0. On a y-axis, the angle is pi by 2. In the same way, on the x-axis, minus 1. On the y-axis, we will get a pi. This is nothing but the graph for the cosine. Let us move to the next slide. That is nothing but it is a graph related to the tan x and tan inverse of x. This is a trigonometric function and it is a inverse trigonometric functions. This is the x-axis and here it is a y-axis. In the same way, apply the values in this x, that is tan 0, it is 0. In the same way, you have to apply the values of a x, you will get a y. Whatever the values you will put in the x, that is nothing but a domain. Whatever the value we will get for a y, that is nothing but the range. In the same way, it will be for the tan inverse of x. Okay, tan 0, that is 0. Okay, pi by 2, it is nothing but minus 1. Here 1. This is nothing but the graph for the cosec x and also cosec inverse of x. Both the graph I have plotted on this one single graph. So this is nothing but the trigonometric function graph, and this is for a cosec x, and this is nothing but the graph of a cosec inverse of x. In the same way, on the x-axis I have taken the here while plotting both the graph in this one, we can take x-axis as an angle and the y-axis as a numbers. Here is the next slide related to the graph of a secant x and a secant inverse of x. So on the x-axis we have taken the angle here for the trigonometric function, and y-axis we have taken the numbers here. Same way, apply the value in the x and you will get the y. Plot the points on this graph, you will get a graph for the secant x. The same way, on the x-axis we have taken the numbers here, on the y-axis we have taken the angles. So here we will get when you plot the points, first before plotting the points, you have to get the points by putting the values in the x and getting a value of a y. So you will get the points here. So that points, when you plot on the graph, then you will get the graph for the secant inverse of x. Now let us move to the next slide, that is the inverse tangent function. These figures shows the graph of y is equal to tan x on the intervals, that is nothing but open intervals, that is not open bracket here, minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, and the graph of its inverse function is nothing but y is equal to tan inverse of x. Open bracket, it is nothing but here the angle, these are minus pi by 2 and pi by 2, they are not considered. Between those, whatever the angles are there, they are considered. So it is nothing but y is equal to tan x. So minus pi by x, it is nothing but a greater than minus pi by 2 and less than pi by 2. So here it is nothing but a y is equal to tan inverse of x. This graph is nothing but a related to the inverse trigonometric functions for the function for the tan, and this is nothing but trigonometric function for a tan. The last slide, that is nothing but it is related to the graph of a cot. So here this is nothing but a graph of a cot x, and here it is nothing but a graph for the cot inverse of x. Now in this chapter we have to remember about the functions already, and these are nothing but the inverse trigonometric functions, and this is a principal domain. I have told you in the earlier slides also about the value, the principal value. Now here it is nothing but the principal domain here, and this is nothing but the range. So this domain, I told you about this in a trigonometric function, it is a domain and this is a range. This is nothing but inverse of that. Means tilted you will get the domain as a range and range as a domain. See, now this is a range and here we got the domain. So this is a principal domain and here we have got the range of a principal value of the branch. So let us go for the inverse functions only. This already you have learnt in the previous class, that is in the 11th class you know about this domain and the range. Let us move to the inverse function domain. So sine inverse domain is nothing but closed bracket minus 1 to 1, and range of that value, it is nothing but minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Cos inverse, that is nothing but domain of that cos is nothing but minus 1 to 1, and range of the principal value is 0 to pi. So tan inverse, domain of a tan inverse, all real numbers, and the range of the principal is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. For the cosec inverse, domain is nothing but r minus open bracket minus 1 to 1, and range of a principal value is nothing but minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 minus 0. For the secant inverse, it is nothing but r minus closed bracket minus 1 to 1, then range is nothing but 0 to pi minus pi by 2. For the cot, it is nothing but all real numbers, and the range is nothing but 0 to pi. Open bracket. Now let us move to the properties of an inverse trigonometric function. These properties are important to solve the problems. So sine inverse of sine theta is nothing but theta. If theta, it belongs to minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. This is the sine inverse of sine theta is equal to theta. Cos inverse of cos theta is nothing but theta, but theta it belongs to 0 to pi. Tan inverse of tan theta is equal to theta if theta is nothing but minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Cosec inverse of cosec theta is equal to theta if theta is nothing but minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 minus 0. So secant inverse of secant theta is nothing but is equal to 0. So theta it should belong to a closed bracket 0 to pi minus pi by 2. Cot inverse of cot theta is equal to theta if theta belongs to 0 to pi. That is nothing but open bracket. Secant inverse of minus x is nothing but pi minus secant inverse of x. Cot inverse of minus x is nothing but pi minus cot inverse x. Tan inverse of x plus tan inverse of y is equal to tan inverse of x plus y divided by 1 minus xy. So tan inverse of x minus tan inverse of y, that is equal to tan inverse of x minus y divided by 1 plus xy. Sine inverse of x plus or minus sine inverse of y. Both the formulas we have taken it here. Both the properties we have included in one only. Sine inverse of x square root of 1 minus y square plus or minus y square root of 1 minus x square. So cos inverse of x plus or minus cos inverse of y is equal to cos inverse xy minus plus root square root of 1 minus x square into square root of 1 minus y square. So these are nothing but the properties here, and in the same way here we have got the theta value, and here is nothing but the x, but here it is sine inverse of sine theta, here it is sine of sine inverse x is equal to x. cos of cos inverse of x is equal to x, tan of tan inverse of x is equal to x. Same way, if the inverse is towards this side, then also it is same. The property it will be same. Let us move to the next slide. That is, next property is that the sine inverse of minus x is nothing pi minus sine inverse x. Cot inverse of minus x is pi minus cot inverse x. You should remember these properties. These are main properties, and these are another property, that is sine inverse of x plus cos inverse of x is equal to pi by 2. Tan inverse of x plus cot inverse of x is equal to pi by 2. Cosec inverse of x plus cosecant inverse of x is equal to pi by 2. These are the three main properties you have to remember. Some expression are there, for that what substitution you have to take. That is nothing but the expression, if it is a square root of a square minus x square, then x value you have to take it as a sin theta or a x is equal to a cos theta. If you take this, then only you can solve, you can substitute this, that problem. If you take, if the expression is in this form, you have to substitute like this in that problem, then only you will get the solution for that. Let us move to the next expression, that is nothing but square root of a square plus x square. X is equal to a tan theta or x is equal to a cot theta. Square root of x square minus a square, where x is equal to a secant theta, or you have to take it as a x is equal to a cosec theta. If the expression is square root of a plus x or a square root of a minus x, so x is equal to a cos theta or a x is equal to a cos 2 theta. The fifth expression is nothing but square root of 1 plus x square plus or minus square root of 1 minus x square, or if it is in this form, square root of 1 plus x square divided by square root of 1 minus x square, or whole the square root of 1 minus x square divided by 1 plus x square. If it is in this form, then you have to substitute the value of x as a x square is equal to cos square theta. So if the next sixth expression is nothing but square root of a square plus x square plus or minus square root of a square minus x square, or if it is in the form of whole square root of a square plus x square divided by a square minus x square, or square root of a square minus x square divided by a square plus x square is equal to is nothing but, at that moment you have to substitute x square is equal to a square cos 2 theta. So next is square root of seventh one, square root of 1 plus x plus or minus square root of 1 minus x, or square root of 1 minus x divided by 1 plus x, or square root of 1 plus x divided by 1 minus x. Then x is equal to cos 2 theta you have to substitute. Next eighth one, it is nothing but square root of a plus x plus or minus square root of a minus x, or square root of a plus x divided by a minus x, or square root of a minus x divided by a plus x. In this case, in this expression, you have to substitute the value of x as a cos 2 theta. These are the same properties here. We will end the session. Thank you.